This video is to help you with the Criteria B and C summative on the growing plant gizmo. Alright, so you should have this open. This is the Google Doc for the Criteria B and C summative. And there's the title of this Google Doc, Criteria B and C summative, Growing Plant SE. That stands for Student Exploration. All right, so first thing is you are going to get the gizmo ready. So click on this, the title, and that is a link to the gizmo. To get into the gizmo, make sure that you log in. So click on log in here. And if you saved your username and password in your Chromebook, then all you need to do is log in. If you don't see your username and password, please email me right away so that I can help you with logging in. Because if you don't log in, you'll only have 5 minutes of the free version. Alright, so depending on what period you're in, you should be able to see this Growing Plants gizmo. Launch it. Alright, and this is what you will see. Okay, and we've done this couple of times already this week, so you should be familiar with this gizmo. If not, then feel free to play around with it. Okay, so when you open it up, you can see pots A, B, and C. You can see the supplies at the bottom, and then you'll be able to see the day here and the play button. All right, so let's go back to your summative, which is your Google Doc. Now your job here now is to design your own experiment. So any kind of experiment is acceptable. The only thing that you can do is the activity A, which is your independent variable is the amount of water using bean plant seeds. And the activity B, where your independent variable is the amount of light using turnip seeds. Okay, so those you can't do because we already did those in class. All right, so starting with the question, you are figuring out an inquiry question on your experiment, right? So usually it starts with how does blank affect the blank, and in here I have written in, type in your IV in this first box on number 1 and type in your DV in your second box on this one. All right, and I have placed comments on this one. It shows that if you click on this, these are your choices of your independent variable. Remember, an independent variable, you can only choose one. All right, so just choose one. The dependent variable, you can choose multiple ones. All right, so for example, here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this out and I'm going to experiment on the type of soil. How does the type of soil affect the, and if I go scroll down, my dependent variables are height of plant and mass of plant. Dependent variable, you can have more than one, which is fine. All right, so affect the, and I'm going to choose both of them, height of plant and mass of plant. Okay, and to help Mrs. Howell, please change the color of your answer and make it big so that it's very obvious that you answered that one. All right, change the color. All right, and there you go. All right. Okay, so now form a hypothesis. What do you think the hypothesis is? So I know that on my gizmo, I can choose fertilizer and compost. So I can only choose one as my independent variable. So I'm going to check compost, right? So my type of soil will be, I'm going to see, I think that compost will make my plants go taller and become more massive, meaning there'll be more mass. Okay, so my independent variable is the compost. All right, so with the variables, okay, I need to write down what my independent variable is. So again, I'm just repeating. My independent variable is the type of soil, and I'm going to type in compost here. And then my dependent variable is the height and mass of plant. All right. And then my control variables would be the amount of water, the amount of light, and the type of plant. Okay, so I just listed at least 3. All right, and then so I'm going to set up my gizmo. Oh, I'm going to color these so that it's nice and bright the way I did it. Okay, remember this is Mrs. Howell's example. Okay, this is my example. Okay. All right, now I'm going to set up my gizmo, my type of seed. So I'm going to choose my type of seed. I'm going to choose the bean plant. Okay, so that's my type of seed will be the bean plant. 1 bean seed. And these are my control variables. 1 bean seed, pot A, pot B, pot C, 1 bean seed. Okay, water is also my control variable, so I'm going to choose 50 milliliters per day, 50 ml, and 50 ml. Number of lights is also my control variable, so I'm going to choose that as 3 lights. 3 lights, 3 lights, and 3 lights. And then type of soil, this is my independent variable. So I'm going to go pot A, no compost, pot B, 1 compost, and pot C, 2 compost. Okay, and then I want to insert a photo of my setup. So after I make this a different color, okay, I'm going to set up my gizmo. So I'm going to go to gizmo, and I'm going to go to 1 bean plant each. Okay, and according to my plan, I have 50 milliliters and 3 lights. Okay, 50 milliliters, 3 lights. All right, that's my setup. Okay, and then what I am changing is the number of compost. So pot A has no compost, pot B has 1 compost, and pot C has 2 compost. Okay, that's my independent variable. Okay, last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take a photo of my setup, and I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to paste pot A onto this orange box, and I'm going to make it smaller. Okay, and then I'm going to go to pot B, and I'm going to copy the image, and I'm going to paste it here, make it smaller. Okay, and then I'm going to go to pot C, take the image, and I'm going to copy the image and make it, paste it here. So now I have photos of pot A, B, and C. Okay, and that is my criteria B summative. That's an example of how I will do the summative.